Get in the car. Now. End scene. Not a nice guy, that Mark, eh? Mark's a wee bit of a prick. But you notice how he justified that. Now that was me playing through Discovery. Everything I just did for you there, I discovered on my own, right then and there. I don't know how many times I have to do this to you guys for you guys to get that, but there's no pre-notes written here. Right? This is just an old script that I wrote a long time ago that I actually haven't done any work on yet because I just haven't really worked on these scripts yet. So there are no pre-notes here. What I just did for you was acting. Plain and simple. So, let's go back to that scene. So, through a psychological gesture, I got into character. I monologued. Justifications. For my scene. I got some useful information. I discovered more ways to justify the fact that he spent $200 on her and friends. I used excuses against her. And when that didn't work, I used fear. Oops. Can't even spell today? No, because I'm dyslexic. Which is probably the truth some days. Used fear. How am I supposed to get what I want if they won't give it to me without it? So, this becomes a factor. $200. Blew $200 on you, babe. Can't give me a little something back to the car? What? I just spent like half your freaking rent. Half rent on you. Can't give me something for that? Really? Selfish? He's just a selfish chick who just takes guys' drinks and doesn't expect to put out or anything. Pretty freaking selfish, if you ask me. Hey? If you think about Mark's character, he is selfish. For the expectation of sex. What's even more interesting is that somewhere in the back of Mark's mind, he doesn't even have that expectation really. Or I should say he does, but he doesn't let that be the ruling motion of the day, because if you really think about it, he's willing to do what? If he has the expectation that he's going to get sex, sorry, that's wrong. He does have the expectation. he has expectation, but if he believed it, if he believed he was going to get it, if he believed he was going to get sex, right, then he wouldn't use drugs. Drugging not a factor. But because it is a factor, that tells me that he expects, but doesn't believe, but doesn't believe he'll get it. So what does that say about Mark's character? Like the internal parts of his character, his character's character. The character of Mark. He's impatient. It's pretty cruel. He's in a fantasy world. If he just waited and just got this girl some drinks and hung out and didn't drug her, he probably wouldn't have landed her. Maybe not today, or maybe another day, right? So what else does it say about his character then? He's lack of what? Self-worth. Self-esteem. Lack of social skills. Lack of this is the big one right there. Lack of love. If he truly loved himself or had actually experienced love, he would not be the person that uses this to get this. And he would never expect anything of anyone. It's because he's never actually experienced real love. And that's why he has a lack of self-worth, self-esteem, social skills, and love. So, now we go back to that and we think to ourselves, okay, well then, what memories does Mark have to cause all of this to have happened previously? That caused him to be a rapist. What